Okay, so my goal with the recordings on Zoom, if you can't be here, you can pop in Zoom real time. Otherwise, I'm going to post them. I'm going to try to post them per section, but it may end up being per day. I've never done per section before, but we'll see how that works. And I'm going to use your videos for the online class I'm teaching as well. So that's one of the other reasons to record them. Hopefully that works out for everybody. So let's hit the highlights and then we'll talk some chapter 1 stuff. Does that sound good? Let me see if I can shut this because I have to hear everybody. Okay, so we're all here for stats, which is good because if not, that's not. So welcome. My name is Dewan Kenny. You can call me Dewan. That's fine. I've been here for, I don't know, 1,000 years, so it's all good. Okay, let's talk syllabus. Has anyone tried to get into the homework? Okay, there was issues with the homework system and dates. I thought I went and changed all the dates. I did not. So I will be fixing that in the near future. We'll get there in a sec. Course time, Monday, Wednesday, 9:40 to 11:05. If you make it here and you're gonna be late, that's fine, just show up, whatever. I don't care if you're a little bit late. Occasionally we'll get out a little bit early, so if you're like, there's 10 minutes left of class, that's a don't bother sort of situation, but if you're 20 minutes late, whatever, just show up. My plan is to do a kind of inversed classroom, so I'm assuming you all can read the PowerPoints and do all that stuff before class, and then when we get here, and that's for like the vocab words and stuff. And then when we get here, I'll work through more examples because that's the harder stuff. I'm going to warn you now, I tend to do my stuff by hand rather than on StatCrunch. You can do that on the computer, but the understanding how the equation works better by hand, in my opinion. And plus I like it better. So, okay, so we're in this room unless I get that changed, which I don't know that I will. You can read the course competencies, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even write that down. I have an office. I have office hours. I don't know when they are yet. My thought is from 8:30 to 9:30, Monday, Wednesday, and then probably Wednesday afternoon since I have an evening class, but I don't know for sure. I'm also a student at Iowa State, so it kind of depends on my schedule there to match up to make everything work. Until I get those hammered out, if you need me, email me or email me and we can either talk via email, via Zoom, or come up with a time to meet in person, whatever's going to work. I should know by next week what it is because classes start there next week. So good times. You can read about me if you want. If not, that's fine. I don't do attendance because it's on you to show up. You have to take the tests in person and in class. So there's that. You can, if you're sick, stay home. That's fine. If you have life happening, stay home. I understand that happens to me too. I have a kid and I'm in grad school, so I get it. But if you're going to miss a bunch of classes and not be able to even log in via Zoom, let me know, talk to me, and we'll work something out. So maybe it's you just catch up when you can. Maybe it's a drop the class and try it again next semester. Depends on what's going on. But email me, talk to me, let me know. If class will be canceled, DMAC will tell you. Especially for snow. If it's too dangerous to come here, don't come. Don't do it. It's stats. It's not worth it. But if you can make it, try to. The weather gets interesting here, so just use smart caution. I live across the street, so it's not hard for me to get here, but not everybody has that, and I understand that. But if the school cancels class, you'll get so many alerts that it's not even funny. If I need to cancel class and I can't get you a sub, I'll post it on Canvas and it'll shoot you an email. So it's not a bad idea to check Canvas an hour before class or so. I try to give as much warning as possible, but stuff happens. Excuse me. All right, for the course, all right, homework is worth 50%. There's a lot of homework, so that's why I have it a big portion of your grade. There's a weirdness with the homework, but I'll talk about, I'm gonna change it because I don't like it. At least for the in-person. Online, I haven't decided. You have some labs that will pop up between or in the week assignments. Those are worth 10% of your grade. Exams are, each exam is 10%, and then the final project is 10%. My goal for you is to understand statistics, at least on some level, before you leave. So hopefully we can make grades appropriate to that. So the final project isn't, it's helpful, but it's not like super duper difficult in my opinion. You're going to look at an article in your field and identify the statistics, talk about what they are, see if you agree with their outcomes, agree with what statistical methods they used, and talk about that. It's not meant to be super hard, but it's meant to be apply it to something you might actually apply it to wherever you're going. Grading scale, 85 and above is an A. If the grading scale on Canvas doesn't reflect that, I'll fix it. But that's what I'm going with. And I figure that's pretty generous after that 10% per thing. Last semester had a bunch of people who got 85s and it said A's, and they emailed me to complain about it because they didn't think that should be an A. I have never had people email me to think that their grade is too high before. So after a point, I just stopped replying to them. Like, it's the same. No. Excuse me. So 85 and above is an A. If you're concerned about your grades, let me know. The computer does a lot of the grading for it. The tests are on the computer. So I will go through and regrade those, but you'll have a good idea. Your grade won't be lower than you see. It'll only be higher. Keep your phones on silent. If your phone goes off and it makes a noise, we're going to laugh at you, or I'm going to laugh at you, especially if it's an annoying ringtone. If you need to take a call, step out of the room and do that. Step out of the little vestibule here because that's really loud as we can hear. So either step outside, go down the hall the other way. I'm notorious if I can hear you with a phone call, I'm going to comment on your phone call. So, be nice. If you miss a test, let me know. You get a freebie. And after that, not so much. I think I have a 10% late thing on that as well. Hi. Statistics? Okay, that would be good. For late assignments, for sure, 10% off if they're late. I understand life happens. You can't always get everything, whatever. I feel that's fair. If not, talk to me. AI, that's the school's AI stuff. If you let AI do your thinking for you, you learn nothing. And also, it's sometimes wrong. I've been studying for stuff over the break, and I input some of my questions in there to kind of check it. And they gave me factually wrong information. I'm like, that's not true. So it's not the end all be all. It doesn't always tell you the right answer. It is nice to have some ideas. It'll help you clean up your work, but don't use it as your first go-to. Though if you just need a random data set, that's brilliant. I used it for that too. Da, 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 da. I've gotten some emails about support services. As needed, I will deal with those. Most part. Ignore the due dates for now. There's no due dates on there anyway. Ignore the due dates for now. I'm going to fix that. Okay. The syllabus should be a little bit different for the online people, but mostly the same. Overall, the broad strokes are the same. Okay, so hopefully we know where announcements are. Is this the right one? Yeah, hopefully. So there's our due dates for assignments. I will fix it as we go. Hang on. You can see I have 3 sections of this, so sometimes I mess up where I am. Yeah, it was. Okay. Let's talk about modules. All of your homework, etc., will be under modules. My view's a little different than yours, sorry. Okay. There's the Zoom information. If you need to arrive via Zoom, just throw in the meeting ID and the passcode, and that should get you in. Passcode is my favorite food, so, important things, coffee. Pearson links that is open. You can get your course materials through there. So it'll have an ebook, I think, and then your homework and support. This has nothing in it, but it will after today. So anytime I do notes or post videos, I'm going to put them all here to kind of keep them together rather than sprinkle them in through the thing. You just always go here for all the information. So that'll be, and this is, you won't see this one, the one on top there, that's from last semester, but I left it there because it still has data in there if I need it. Notes and PowerPoints, that should just be PowerPoints now. These are the chapter PowerPoints and largely my lectures based around those. So we'll use some of the examples in there. And those are the things that I will have assumed you've at least looked at before class. So look at that for your vocab words, for the main concepts we're going over, because I'm going to assume you mostly know all of those, and we're going to work towards more of the examples, because that's the harder stuff. If you have questions on some of the terms, bring them up and I'll talk about those. That's fine. Or if we absolutely need a term for the thing we're doing, I'll bring that up too. But you can go through that. After that, you have orientation. Do the things. And then week 1. So it has that things are due this week. I'm going to have all of the assignments due the week of the test. So if test 1, I think it was over 3 chapters, 1, 2, and 3. All of your test 1 material will be due the week we have. So chapters 1, 2, and 3 will be due the week we have test 1. The homework doesn't, like Pearson doesn't say that right now, but it will. It took longer than I had this morning to fix it. There's also interactive assignments and regular assignments. I'm going to set it up so that the interactive assignments are extra. If you want to go through those, they'll have some videos on how to do some stuff. You can do those for extra, but you don't have to do those for the semester. Right now it's set up that you have to go through those. I will change that. It's just, again, going to sit down and take a minute to fix all that. And I'll do all of my classes at the same time to fix that. But this goes through your learn and apply. That's your homework. A little more homework and then review information. So this says we're going to go through section 1, chapter, hang on, my phone is blowing up. Oh, it's just emails. I don't care. We're going to go through sections 1 through 4 this week, which should be fine. We have a full week to do that. And then after that, we just keep going down the list. Yeah, that's fine. So anything grayed out, you won't see. That's just on my end. But we'll go through all those, have a good time, and do math. Yeah, we do that. Okay, any questions on like course setup? For the in-person class, you can ignore the discussion boards. For the online class, you cannot ignore the discussion boards. That takes place instead of in-class discussion. So that's that. All right, anything else? No. So my goal for the class, I'll talk to everybody about what their majors are, at least in the in-class portion, is that if you read a study from a journal in your major, you understand what they're talking about. Is anyone here going to go into statistics or do lots of math in their career? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So I do care that you can calculate these, at least in class, because calculating helps you understand what it's doing and why. But my goal is for you to have a general understanding of what the statistics mean. So when you talk about a z-score, a normal distribution, you should know at least vaguely what that is. And so when somebody gives you that data, you should be able to say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Or, no, you're measuring, that's crazy talk. You're measuring that wrong. So that's really my goal, is you understand the what's going on with those sorts of things. You'll have to read professional journals most likely as you go through school, and then after, depending on what you're doing. we just finished election time and they throw a lot of really bad data at you. And I would very much like people after class to be able to look at that and like, oh, they're not measuring what they say they're measuring. This is garbage data. And most of the time it is. You'll see on the news, they'll throw charts and graphs and statistics at you that don't measure the thing they measure. And so my goal is you to be able to identify those and say, oh, no, that's bad. And think about it more critically and see if you can find a place for real data, for better data. Or not, either way. Okay, I'm going to end this video and then start the section 1 and 1.2 video. So stop share.